If humanity is to outlive the natural and man-made threats on Earth, we must become a multiplanetary species. Glittering cities of glass domes built directly on an alien surface ignore the actual physics of space. An unprotected surface environment offers constant micrometeorite bombardment, extreme temperature swings, and a continuous, lethal dose of galactic cosmic radiation. Trying to build a habitat under the open sky is a death sentence. The first step to surviving out here requires hiding deep underground. Planetary geologists have mapped massive, ancient lava tubes winding beneath the crust of both the Moon and Mars. Because of lower gravity, these volcanic caverns expand, reaching hundreds of meters across and kilometers long. Dozens of meters of solid basaltic rock sit above the cavern floor. This ceiling naturally blocks incoming radiation and maintains a stable temperature. Before a single human arrives, robotic precursors will descend into the dark to map the terrain, seal the chambers, and install the base infrastructure. The first extraterrestrial city requires a strategic retreat deep into the planet's crust. Once colonists move in, they cannot rely on constant cargo shipments from Earth. They have to operate within a completely sealed, closed-loop ecosystem. Inside these tight modules, systems strip exhaled carbon dioxide to produce oxygen, while the architecture recovers 98% of liquids from sweat and urine. In a deep space settlement, nothing can ever be discarded. The entire city operates as a single, continuous living machine. Because natural soil is either toxic or non-existent, agriculture will rely on aeroponics and hydroponics. Calorie-dense crops like sweet potatoes and soybeans will grow stacked vertically under precise red and blue LED lights. The parameters for managing these self-contained biomes stem directly from historic closed ecology experiments on Earth, like the Biosphere 2 project in the early 1990s. Maintaining living greenery is also a psychological necessity to help astronauts combat the severe mental isolation and depression known as the third quarter phenomenon. To further stabilize their mental states in a sunless underground environment, the habitat relies on artificial circadian lighting panels that strictly mimic the 24-hour cycle of an Earth sunrise and sunset. Engineering the air and water cycles keeps the human body functioning. Engineering a meticulous simulation of Earth's natural rhythms keeps the human mind intact. As this base transitions into a permanent settlement, it faces a strict biological barrier. Human reproduction evolved entirely under the specific conditions of Earth. This chart shows the physiological cost of partial gravity. Environments like Mars strip astronauts of up to 2% of their bone density every month. This creates an immediate reproductive danger. Weakened pelvises mean natural childbirth would be lethally dangerous. This anatomical fragility will force any extraterrestrial society into an almost total reliance on cesarean sections for all future births. Surviving in this environment fractures the reproductive processes humans have relied on for millions of years. Evolutionary biologists project that removing the natural constraints of the birth canal over multiple generations could lead to descendants developing larger heads. At the same time, persistent background radiation could force the evolution of new melanin types, producing orange pigmented skin. Because of these physiological adaptations, the residents of this city will eventually cross a threshold where they cease to be biologically identical to humans on Earth. The first permanent settlement outside our atmosphere will act as the crucible for an entirely new off-world species. A moment of wonder. One day, Earth may no longer be considered home, but simply the distant, quiet place where our ancestors began.